Well, as the sun goes down on a Saturday, June 12th, 2010, it is the Bulletinman joining you one more time. It was an interesting day of weather modification brought to you by the fine folks at Bechtel Corporation in Columbus, Ohio. They have been engineering the weather at least for the last 15 years here in North America and throughout the world. It's an amazing thing to believe that indeed a conspiracy, a cabal of world people run this whole planet. It's less than a dozen families. It's like 13 bloodlines, I believe is what they call the Illuminati, our enemy, our sworn enemy, and they work through various branches of organizations. The Jesuits totally control the Catholic Church and most of the money operations throughout the world. The Masonic Lodge, infiltrated the Vatican and kind of merged together. They used to be enemies. You have the oil money out of Saudi Arabia, but it's basically the Brotherhood of Freemasonry, which kind of like holds it all together, the glue that holds it all together. The Brotherhood of Man is their ultimate goal. It's called the New World Order. And if you really research what they're up to and their agenda, there's some sick people, psychopaths. Bulletinman can kind of relate because I'm a psychopath myself, but at least I got to know the Lord Jesus Christ. But he's been so kind and good to us. I'm standing from the new platform. You know what? Bulletinman's going to start having sermons out here at the Bulletin Church. We're going to get our property off the tax rolls, so we're going to start a church. Because we just can't support the suppressive regime anymore. You know, going around the world killing people, killing little babies in Palestine. The Israelis are slaughtering the little children over there in Palestine. You know, my goodness, how much death and destruction is wrought in the United States' hands that we pay for that. You like paying for that? I know I don't like paying for that. Well, I think the sun went down, and a nice little chemtrail. I think that is the edge of the cold front. I think the front is finally through. It's been hanging out in this area for about the last 3 or 4 days. To the south of us, about 300 miles, and of all places, the Albert Pike Recreation Area. Now you got to understand how this whole communist takeover started was with the Agriculture Department. That was the first one to fall. The United States Department of Agriculture. The communists infiltrated that back in the 30s under FDR. And those Forest Service people have been trying to implement this thing called Agenda 21 since the early 1990s. That's when it actually came into being. And they're doing a hell of a job. The Gulf oil spill, the BP oil spill is part of that. It's called the rewilding of America, where they're trying to get rid of all these things, these people off these certain areas they don't want people in. But at the Albert Pike campground, now Albert Pike was a Confederate war general, and some say a very good one. But he was a member of the Masonic Lodge and wrote more or less their Bible called Morals and Dogma. And basically, Albert Pike proclaims that Lucifer is the light, the great architect of the universe is Lucifer, the light bearer, son of the morning. And I'm just telling you, it is a for real conspiracy, folks. It really is. J. Edgar Hoover, who ran the FBI for many years, once said the conspiracy is so monstrous, it's so big that most people would never even be able to comprehend it. So, but you're seeing it played out in real live time. Jesus is, I think, days away from returning. Prince William, who I believe is the Antichrist, will be 28 on June 21st. Born on the summer solstice, they worship the sun god. And he was born in 1982. He'll be 30 in 2012. It all goes back to England. You study your history out. The Masons are out of England. The Catholic Church controls the Church of England. And it all ties together. The Queen's the largest landholder in the world. And her agents here in America are the lawyers. And very soon, my friends, when will it be open season on lawyers, huh? You know, and I say that in jest because, you know, Bulletinman is all about savingthelawyers.org. I really do want to save them from their ultimate demise, because that's where it's headed. And when people lose it all, and they lose their family, and they lose their house, they lose this. This is the American dream right here. And daily, thousands of people across this country are losing the American dream. And it's being done through the court system. And the lawyers are responsible for it. There is no justice. There's only just us. And if you ain't part of that just us crowd, well then, which is the 911 crowd, 911, think about it, who are the real terrorists? Who gets paid, man? You want to solve 95% of all crime. Who got money? Who got paid? And the love of money is indeed the root of all evil. So you want to solve crime? All we got to do is find out who got paid. So who gets paid every time? These lawyers make $300 an hour. Bulletinman on a hustling day. You know, if I was working right and you know, things were good and the economy was good, I used to be able to go out and make $400 or $500 a day, and that's working my ass off. And it's probably spending about 20% to do that. But that's hard work. I mean, that's stopping at 100 places a day. That's working 12, 14 hours a day. I don't really call it work. It's recreation to me. It's what I do. It's my hobby. I haven't really had to work, so honest kin, the poor man's friend, passed away back in 1995. 15 years, September 11th of 95. God, miss him. Saw Grant today, though. It's pretty cool to see Brother Grant. But, you know what? I spend enough time with you. I'm going to try to enjoy the rest of my Saturday evening as the neighbors go bye-bye and Grandma swings the kids in the hammock. And Bulletinman's enjoying the good life down here in Piney Park. But you've seen the sunset. It was a beautiful sunset indeed. And we're going to cut this off right about 7 minutes, so I want you to have a good night. And as always, oh, you know what? I was going to make the big video about the lawyers, and I guess I just did. I didn't really think about that. And I do have a couple more minutes, but you know what? The whole problem in America today are these effing lawyers. We got to do something about that. You boys up at the federal level know what the score, man. I know you work for a bunch of lawyers that you like their protection racket or whatever. But for the love of God, have Mr. Callahan call me. My number, I'm easy to find. Man, in fact, you guys have probably got a satellite on me, you know. In fact, he could land a helicopter right there, boys. I'm telling you what, you could bring it in. You could bring a chopper in here. Look, check it out, man. You got all the access you need. I'd really like to speak to POTUS himself, but, the so-called alleged president of the United States of America, because he is just that, alleged. He's a foreign usurper. And did you see the Michael Savage thing about that? I believe Barack is a CIA agent, and he's put here to destroy America. That's just my personal opinion. Take it for what it's worth. I don't think you should go out and try to assassinate him or eliminate him in any way, because you know what? He's their own worst enemy. Just leave him alone. He's going to do just fine by himself. But Pastor Manning down in Atla World Ministries in Harlem found him guilty of sedition and treason, a host of other crimes and thuggery. And you know, he's from Chicago, the Dailies, and you know, Al Capone. I'm telling you what, folks, this country's been overthrown. And Barack Hussein Obama has been a Soviet plant, communist plant, and we really need to do something serious. I get a lot of hits from the DOD and the dot mills, and you know what, folks in the Pentagon, why don't you guys grow some gonads? Some of you elected, you flag officers. I know a bunch of you have been killed off, but you know that man's an impostor. You need to arrest him and take back this country to a constitutional republic before millions of people are shed, blood is shed in the streets, and it's going to be a slaughter for the police and for the lawyers and for the ones who've taken over all these years. You realize in Jefferson County there are less than 300 so-called bad actors, rogue agents, treasonous elements that are affecting the lives of literally 50 or 75,000 hard-working citizens of Jefferson County. It's a damn shame. You know, there's 250,000 people in Jefferson County, and we're being controlled by 300 at the most, and probably about really 30, at the upper level, maybe even 3 or 4. But it's time for that shit to stop. You guys thieved enough. Now get out of Dodge. Take your ill-gotten gains. Go down to Paraguay or Uruguay or whatever. I don't know. I'm thinking about Costa Rica myself, but I don't really want to run into Tom Chili in Costa Rica of all places. But man, you know what, Sheriff Boyer, Tom Chili, I love you guys, really, man. But you've raped us long enough. You let the people go. Let my people go. Let my people go and judge Bob. I think I'll just pray for Bob Wilkins. Bob is the only hope in Jefferson County for a peaceful return to power for the American people is Bob Wilkins. So you got to pray for Bob. All right. I said enough. My 10 minutes is just about up. But check that out. Looks like another storm may be coming in. I don't know. We'll talk to you. Have a great evening. And as always, I ask you to tell a friend about the one and only Bulletinman.